Guys, Journey Together is getting absolutely wrecked right now. Like single prices, we're talking 70, 80% drops on a lot of different singles. And it should be somewhat expected. It really should be, because Journey Together is a very small set. And with pull rates not changing, you're talking about like 10 illustration rares, a handful of special illustration rares. With pull rates not changing in this set, it is going to be that the quantity, the amount of illustration rares and special illustration rares that hit the secondary market as more and more packs get opened is going to be higher. You are going to have more of those Lillies, Clefairies out there. You're going to have more of the illustration rare Articunos out there than a set that's gigantic like Paldea Evolved. Like the amount of Magikarps that are in existence, if let's say they both have 1,000 packs ripped or 100,000 packs ripped, there is going to be more Articuno illustration rares than there are going to be Magikarp illustration rares. It's just basic math, because there are more different varieties that you could pull from when it comes to Paldea Evolved than you could pull from when it comes to a set like Journey Together. Now, sealed boxes are still doing stuff that's very interesting. Now, we don't have any idea on reprints. I know people love talking about reprints. Honestly, I don't know if reprints are really going to make that big of a difference. A Journey Together booster box, this is the enhanced version right here, selling for about $220 right now. If you look at the numbers, it's only up a few percentage points over the past month or a couple of months because there's not as much demand for this specific booster box. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a bad buy at $200, because we have no idea what reprints are going to look like. And with the way the market is right now, who knows how much Journey Together booster boxes would even go down. You look at previous sets like Darkness Ablaze, for example. There's not a whole lot of products in Darkness Ablaze that people want to pull, but this is a product. This is something that people like to collect as a sealed item. They don't necessarily care about the contents. They just want something sealed. And that's the way that a lot of people need to kind of transition their thought process. It's not just what's inside that is a collectible, it's this that is a collectible as well. And that's changing everything when we look at the Pokemon card market. So this is the enhanced variant of it. This one's a little bit more unique because this is not the enhanced variant. And what that means is there is no box topper promo in this booster box. Ends Reshiram, for example. We're going to be getting box topper promos in the new Mega Evolution set. Ends Reshiram was the box topper promo in Journey Together. We didn't get anything like that in Destined Rivals. This was actually the first time they did this in a set in a very, very long time. They haven't done box topper promos. But there's a huge difference between these two booster boxes. Number one, obviously, pricing. This one, the non-enhanced version, is actually more expensive, selling for about $250 as opposed to the $220. Should it be more expensive? I don't know. That's really up to you to determine. This one definitely is going to be harder to find. And the reason it's going to be harder to find is because the only way that you could really get an unenhanced version of Journey Together booster boxes is if you worked at an event, like a Pokemon regional event or something like that, and you got one of them as like staff. They will give you, this is your payment, basically. It's prize support. You get it to work at the event, or you vended. That's how I got this one. I vended the Milwaukee Regional, and a staff member came up and sold their booster box. So that's why I have one. Otherwise, in like the EU, they did make unenhanced versions. So very few and far between. Now, there were reprints or rumors of reprints that were going to happen at Gamma. Actually, Pokemon said that they were going to reprint Journey Together. We still have no idea if that's coming, when that's coming, and what it looks like. If it is going to be an enhanced version or an unenhanced version. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that a bad buy of Journey, it's bad to buy Journey Together at $200. I have absolutely no idea. I have no idea if reprints are going to come, and it's really dependent on the belief of what you think Pokemon is capable of years down the road. Is Journey Together booster box is going to be worth $500 one day? Yeah, probably. But I don't know how far down the road that looks like, and that's making the assumption that Pokemon will continue to be this juggernaut media franchise for years and years and years to come, and that in 25 years or 20 years, when the kids from today's world have adult money, start making those decisions to spend their adult money, reliving their childhood with sets like Journey Together, sets like Evolving Skies, that's what you kind of have to... That's the game. That's the game that you have to play. So we're going to look at Journey Together singles and see how far down they're going, because I think it's very interesting. But before we jump into things, today's a big day because I am getting in a ton of cards for our Black Bolt and White Flare Master Set giveaway. So I opened up like 90 packs of each of these sets, filled in a decent chunk, got a lot of commons, uncommons, reverse hollows, bought a bunch of illustration rares, the special illustration rares, the hyper rares. So I've got a really good start on these, but now I have everything getting purchased. So today's a big day because it starts coming in. So I should get like, I don't know, 50 cards or something like that I'll be able to add to these binders because we're giving these away on Friday. One master set of Black Bolt, one master set of White Flare. We're going to be giving them away to one lucky subscriber. So technically 2 subscribers. One is going to win Black Bolt, one is going to win White Flare. So make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, and then I'll leave a link in the description with the video you want to leave a like and a comment on, so that way the random comment picker can do its thing, and then Friday we're going to announce the winner. But let's go look at Journey Together price drops. They're insane.
So we're going to fly through these numbers pretty quickly because I know your time is important to you, and it's crazy to look at how far some of these have fallen. We're talking like 60-70% price drops almost across the board. Very few of these cards that we're looking at have dropped less than 60%. However, the reason I think this is important is because if there are illustration rares that you are looking for, that you need to pick up, looking at them from sets like Journey Together, even sets like Surging Sparks right now, which has really, really crashed, it's now a very good time to start looking at those sets. Remember, what we have talked about time and time again over the past several weeks is that where everybody else is going, you go somewhere else. And right now, a lot of attention being paid on Black Bolt and White Flare. A lot of attention is being given to promos. A lot of attention is being given to celebrations. A lot of attention is being given to Mega Evolution. So if you start looking at some of the illustration rares, maybe that you don't have from the Scarlet and Violet block, you might be able to get them on sale or on cheaper prices where you're talking about $3, $4, maybe $5. And I guarantee you buying them now is going to be a much better decision than buying them years down the road, because we've talked about this before. With Pokemon cards, there is a floor, but there's not necessarily a ceiling. There are cards that are going to never be cheaper than what their cheapest point has been. But there is more than enough potential and demand and manipulation and other things that can make cards get more expensive than the most expensive point they have ever been. So it's really important to remember, because if you're looking 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and you're telling me, hey, Fanny, I plan on still collecting for the rest of my life, you might be very thankful that you purchased those illustration rares at $4 or $5 a piece rather than waiting a year down the road. How many times have we had that happen before, where you're talking about cards from Evolving Skies, for example, maybe some full arts, maybe that Umbreon V full art that's like 40, 50 bucks, when you were like, it was selling for like 12. Well, I should have bought it when I was $12, or I should have bought an Evolving Skies booster box when it was $250. I just thought it was too expensive. You have to be okay with your decision to pass stuff up, because eventually it all does go up. It does climb. We talk, I mean, primes. Look at primes. Look at legends. Those legend cards, the top half, the bottom half, those used to be $5 a piece. Primes used to be a couple dollars a piece. Now they're crazy expensive. So I understand there's a lot of supply out there. I understand that a lot of people are hoarding or holding on to a bunch of illustration rares, but things happen. Over time, things happen. People get out of the game, they forget about it, they lose them, they throw them out, they donate them, and all of a sudden, I mean, we had a giant amount of cards back in the late 90s, early 2000s that, you know, got damaged or lost or forgotten about or whatever. It's important to kind of pay attention to that stuff now. So looking at Journey Together, starting out with the most popular card in the set is the Lillie's Clefairy. This was the chase for a lot of people. When you look at opening day prices, so these are prices from TCG Player on opening day, this card was selling for $316.41. It was actually selling for more than that pre-order because of the hype that Journey Together was providing. First of all, Journey Together, a great set. We have the return of owner Pokemon, trainer Pokemon. Really cool to have that back in the hobby. You have the silhouettes of the trainers in the background, which is always going to be something that people enjoy opening, something that people look back on as, hey, this was the time when we had trainer Pokemon return to the Pokemon TCG space. So there's going to be some nostalgia that lives with Journey Together, even if a lot of people don't think it's going to be a great set or that it is a great set. Lillie's Clefairy commanded a lot of hype right out of the gates. A lot of people wanted PSA 10s. A lot of people were struggling because Prismatic Evolutions was basically nowhere to be found, so they shifted to Journey Together and they just assumed things were going to do the same as what we saw with Prismatic Evolutions, and then you had a lot of people buying at top prices, top heavy prices right away. Look at how far down Lillie's Clefairy has dropped. It's down over 60%, sitting at $127.16 right now. Do you think it's going to get below $100? I don't know if it'll get that low, but $127.16, not too bad of a price point when you're talking about the fact that it started out over $316. Usually, when a set releases, there is a card, a special illustration rare that sells for 3 digits, that sells for 3 figures. Usually, you have a $100 card in a set, at least one. There are some sets that have multiples of them. Lillie's Clefairy right now selling for $127. Still pretty expensive, but about 60% less than where it was on opening day. So this is why, if you're patient, it pays off. As more and more Journey Together packs hit the secondary market, remember, Journey Together is going to be in print for a couple years. It's going to be in standard format for a couple years. So there's going to be more packs that are produced. We're not talking about booster boxes here. A lot of people assume reprints mean booster boxes, restocks mean booster boxes. That's not necessarily the case. It's just more sealed booster packs that hit the market, more sealed booster packs that get ripped open, and then all of a sudden you have more Lillie's Clefairy that hit the secondary market. Salamence EX, the second most expensive card in the set, currently sitting at $73.93. That's 61.36% less than where it was on opening day. Opening day was in March, so you're talking about less than 5 months ago. You have a set where a lot of singles have dropped between 60 and 70%, including this Zoroark EX, which is my personal favorite in the set. I love this card. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Right now it's sitting at $53.82, which is phenomenal. Down almost 72% since opening day, where it was at $191.08. Another special illustration with the Hopzachian right here, which has dropped over 70%. You're looking at a 72.23% drop. Started out at $144.70. Now it's down to $40.19. The Iono's Belly Bolt. A lot of people love this one too, and why not? It's awesome. This is a great looking card. A great looking card with the trainers in the background. I think it's fantastic. Started out at $118, but because there are less special illustration rares in this set, it takes less packs to open them all. It takes less packs to have duplicate quantities of all of them. Same thing with illustration rares, and because of that, more of them hit the secondary market. It's down over 51%, and it's sitting at $57.08. The special illustration rare that's taken the smallest hit is the Volcanion EX. Granted, this also started out the cheapest out of all of them. This one started out at $52.60, so it's down about 45.5%, sitting at $28.59. The gold cards do better in Journey Together, and the reason behind that is because of that trainer silhouette in the background. So the Iono's Belly Bolt, for example, which started out at $49.44, is down almost 64%, currently sitting at $18. The Articuno illustration rare that we were just talking about before, for a long time, this was $40, $35, $40, somewhere around there, and you can see it's dropped. Everything illustration rare-wise is below $20 for the most part. I think there's one that's above $20. So the Articuno has dropped all the way down to $19.72. That's a 54.59% drop over the past several months. And Zoroark EX, the hyper rare, started out at $37.37. This one's down to $18.80. So this one has also dropped almost 50%. It also helps that there's not a whole lot of competitive playability when it comes to these ultra rares in Journey Together. That could change in a couple weeks. The World Championships are happening next weekend. Something could change. Something could just come out of nowhere from Journey Together and do really well, and that could cause the prices to kind of shoot up. So one example is the Lillie's Clefairy right here. A lot of people thought maybe this would be a competitive Pokemon card. It wasn't. And because of that, it's been absolutely destroyed. It started out around $34. It was even higher than that pre-order pricing. It dropped all the way down now to almost $7. It's at $7.08. So you're talking about a 79% price drop over the past few months. The Wailord illustration are absolutely gorgeous. Love this card. $28.49 is where it started. Now it's down almost 55%, currently sitting at $12.90. Here's the Ends Reshiram right here. This one started out at $26.39. It's down 39%, so not as steep of a drop on this one, but currently sitting at $16.09. That's the second most expensive illustration rare in the set after that Articuno. The Ends Zoroark full art, this one started out at almost $22. It's all the way down to $4.82. So you're looking at over 78% of a drop on that one. Here's the one that's done pretty much the best. And part of that is because of the promo FOMO that's been going on lately. The Ends Reshiram, this is the box topper. So a lot of people do keep their Journey Together booster boxes sealed. You have to open it up in order to get this card. The only problem with doing that is then you no longer have a sealed booster box, right? Like you're removing that sealed booster box to get out the Ends Reshiram. Because of that, this one seems to be a little bit more popular. It started out at $21.93. It's gone through a little bit of ebbs and flows. It dropped down to about $13, $14 at one point in time. Now it's risen back up with a lot of the attention being paid to promo cards. It's at $20.33 right now, so it's still down, but not down too much. It's only down about 7%. That's your big winner in Journey Together. Spiky Energy, the hyper rare, started out at $21.25. That one's down 63%, down to $7.87. The Iono's Kilowattrel, look at this one, $5.25. You can have this one. So if you're missing this one still, you can buy the single for $5.25. That's a really good deal. $18.79 is where it started. Now it's down over 72%. The Lillie's Rabambe also down 67%. Another $5 card. Started out at $16.31. Now it's down to $5.37. The Lillie's Clefairy, this is the regular art right here. This is the only one that's a little bit above bulk pricing. It started out at $12.67. Now it's down to $2.61. Again, you're looking at 79.4% price drop on that one. The full art Iono's Belly Bolt. Part of the reason this one got hit so hard is because of that Iono's Belly Bolt box. It's pretty much the same artwork. It's just Belly Bolt and Iono are flip-flopped. Like not a whole lot of effort on changing the artwork on that one. $12.44 is where it started. It's down over 80%. 80% down to $2.48, which is crazy. The Hop Zacian EX full art. This one started at $11.73. This one also down 77.5%, down to $2.64. The Iris's Fighting Spirit full art trainers do not do what they used to do. It's crazy. They just do not do very well. And because of that, this one's basically bulk pricing. Started out $11.71. It's down to $2.05 right now. So you're looking at an 82.5% price drop from where it was opening day. The Zoroark regular art. This one had a little bit of potential because it was doing okay in competitive play, but it fell apart after regional events. It fell apart right before the international event in New Orleans. It was $11.34. Now it's down to $1.47, so it's dropped over 87%, which is crazy. The illustration rare Lycanroc. This is a $3 card now. Started out at $10.37. It's down over 71%. The illustration rare Noibat started out at $9.49. That one's down 57% as well. So that one's currently sitting at $4.08. Illustration rare Furret is currently sitting at $5.55. That one's down about 34.5%. So not a bad drop on that one. That one's actually doing fairly well. The full art Brock Scouting, not too bad on this one either. It did start out a little bit cheaper, and this one does have a little bit of playability associated with it. $8.05 is where it started. Now it's currently sitting at $4.47. The Hops Wooloo, really cool looking card here. This one started out relatively cheap. $6.99. So it's down to $3.80, down about 45.5%. The Hop Zacian regular art, this one was $6.90. It's 54 cents. It's just a bulk card, but it's dropped over 92%, which is crazy. The illustration of Swinub, this one started out relatively inexpensive as well. This one was $5.81. Now it's $2.85. So it's dropped almost 51%. The Maractus, this one was at $5.75. It's down 55%, down to $2.57. And then some full arts in the set as well that are extremely cheap, like the Salamence EX, which is down almost 63% to $2.09. The Volcanion EX full art is basically a bulk card. This one's down 72%, down to $1.31. The Dunsparce full art. Full arts just do not do what they used to do. Full arts, I mean, you would only get one per box in Black and White era, in Sun and Moon era, in XY era. Now you get like two, which isn't that much more. There's just no demand for them. $3.95 is where this started. It's down 68%, down to $1.28. Same thing with the full art Mamoswine. That one's down 58% to $1.64. Even the chicken, Blaziken EX is down over 45%, down to $1.38. There was thoughts that might be a little playable, and it's not. It's just not doing well. Journey Together not doing really well from across the board, and part of that is just because it is a very small set. Personally, I love this set. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's great that these cards are so inexpensive right now. You can buy every single illustration rare in the set for under $20. The most expensive one, the Articuno, right here at $19.72. So if you're like, I just want to master Journey Together, I would get those illustration rares, get those full arts, get those regular arts out of the way. Like I said, a lot of people paying attention to other things right now. Maybe now is the time to go look at Journey Together. Some of these prices may continue to come down, but are you going to be really upset if the Lillie's Rabambe you buy at $5 and it drops down to $4? Probably not. Crazy to see these price drops. I don't think we'll get this with Destined Rivals yet. It's going to take a while to get to that point, but very encouraging to see how far some of these have dropped. So I understand Pokemon cards are still hard to find in the wild, but paying attention to singles, now is definitely the time to do it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really long way for the algorithm, but ultimately, thank you just for being here. I love you guys. I'll talk to you again tomorrow or the next day or someday soon. Until next time, guys. Peace!